Hey guys, welcome to another video of War of Dots. Today it's gonna be a little disappointing to show this replay because as you will see, I make some pretty bad plays and I don't win this game. But I thought it was an interesting game, so just wanted to share it with you guys. So let's jump right into it. Fuck, I gotta stop doing that. Alright, we're back. So, just gonna put it at speed, like 2 times speed or whatever. This map, low-key, I'm not a big fan of it. You can see, as playing as red, it's kind of difficult just because you have like this peninsula that's very isolated. So usually purple can secure that pretty easily. And you saw how purple tried to make a move there, but you know, if I was like 2 seconds slower, he would have taken that city, and that would have been devastating for me. But right now, my plan is to just try to build up heavy units and prevent purple from taking that peninsula. I do see that purple does have the general title, so you know, in my head I'm like, okay, he's not a newbie, he's a little more experienced, and he does utilize the chat feature, specifically the diplomacy feature, a lot in this game. So just that indicates that he's not necessarily a noob player, so I have that in mind. I'm keeping an eye on him. In the meantime, blue, I can't really read him. He's not really making any moves yet. But yeah, let's just keep going. See purple trying to go for some sort of encirclement. I see that, so I try to stop him, and he of course pulls back. This peninsula, it's not impossible to hold as red, so long as it's just purple attacking. But once you get blue trying to cut you off right in the center, it gets a little more difficult to hold. But yeah, let's speed this up a little more. So I see that purple's, you know, officially just moving up, so I do end up having to abandon that portion of the peninsula. At the same time, blue is also pushing me, and this is really bad for me because, you know, purple and blue, they can kind of split my land between them. And obviously then it would become a 1v1. So that's actually not bad for blue and purple to do. Try to simplify the game. But of course that's bad for me, so I'm just trying to see if I can eliminate a chunk of blue, and of course I'm not really paying attention, so I get my own units encircled. I do try to get some sort of compensation out of this, and it's not looking very good for me. I do manage to encircle a few units, and that's pretty big, especially since one of the heavy unit. But while this is happening, purple's starting to pick up his offensive. And at the same time, I think I've deterred blue enough to where he's just gonna hold back for now. And I think at this point, blue asks if we can have an alliance. So I do accept that. I say, you know, agreed in the chat, just because I'm too occupied with purple's attack. So I'm hoping that blue is gonna take advantage of this purple push. I do tell him in the diplomacy, hey, attack purple, and blue responds with not now. So I do believe, like, at this point, I'm pretty convinced that blue is going to be on my side. So I'm just right now hoping for blue to attack purple. I'm just trying to hold on for as long as possible. At the same time, I do see that purple overextends one of his heavies. So even though I can't get a full encircle, I can kill the unit if he's not able to pull it back. That's big just because heavy units cost more money and they take more time to muster, so I'll gladly take that trade. You can see that purple does misplace another unit of his heavy, so my goal is to just kill that heavy. At the same time, blue, I don't know what bro's doing. He obviously did not attack purple, and I don't think he ever had intentions to attack purple. He does, his aim still is fixated on my one city that's isolated. So there's, nothing I can really do. This is a free-for-all game, so I shouldn't really expect players to act, for alliances to actually mean anything. Every player is pretty much playing with their own interest in mind, which is fair. So while that's going on, I do try to heal up my troops. And I think at this point, purple sends a diplomacy text to me saying, hey, truce. So of course I accept that. We're back to kind of the status quo of the game, except purple really has like he really wants to take my city. Same with blue. So at this point, I think blue starts to create a lot of heavy units, and this is possible for him just because he hasn't really been too active in this whole game. He's really only made one push, but now you can see that purple is finally attacking blue, and for me this is great. So I see this and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna help purple just because blue seems like a bigger threat. But as I push my troops, notice that blue has a lot of heavy units in that one city, and just so I can thin his numbers as much as possible, I do snag that one heavy that was left behind. At the same time, purple manages to do some damage to blue, and he really pushes up to that city, and at this point, purple can take that city if he wants to, and he should. So at this point, I do blunder. I see that purple's doing really well down there, so I try to take back some of my land that purple took. And at this point, I think blue is not doing very well, so I feel justified in attacking purple, just because I'm convinced that purple's going to be able to take that blue city. And honestly, purple should have just retreated his troops. Like, this was never his territory from the start, and there's really no point in keeping that foothold there. But because he, kept a lot of his heavy units up there, he's unable to take the blue city and completely withdraws. So seeing this, my goal now is to eliminate purple as fast as I can, just because blue has a lot of money and he's training a lot of heavy units, and in the long game, that's going to be really bad for me. So while this is going on, purple kind of shifts his focus more on me, and blue is going to take advantage of this and push up his troops. At the same time, blue's troop count is starting to regenerate from what it was. So it's really a race against time now at how fast I can eliminate purple from the game, because the number of heavy units that are on the western side of the map is very concerning. And as this is happening, purple is continuing to send his reserves up into that city. So this is just dragging on. I noticed that my troops are starting to wear down, and I have to preserve my troop count as much as possible. I think at this point I should have let a few of my light infantry just die, so I can produce heavy units instead. But I do try to hold on, hoping to take that city. At the same time, I do make another mistake. I try to snipe that city, but I didn't realize that my troops are not able to land back in the on my side, just because of how narrow that river is. So that's one of my other mistakes in this game. He does pull back his troops, which allows my troops to land back, but definitely not a good position I want to stay in. And while this is happening, blue is just getting stronger and stronger. My strategy of just taking that city hasn't really paid off. And this, would have been a lot easier if I just let purple and blue fight each other. So at this point, I ask purple for a truce, and you can see that I see that blue is very strong and he's pushing deep into purple. So I do start to pull my troops away and position them towards the western front. But yeah, the number of heavy units is absolutely insane. Genuinely don't even know how he was able to get this many throughout the game, because I guess I was just too focused on fighting purple that I didn't notice how many if he was letting his infantry units die so that he could produce heavy units. That was just never in my mind. And I guess at this point I do realize, okay, he has a lot of heavy units, and I don't even have to see his front line to notice it, just just from the troop count. So I am a bit greedy in this position. I see that purple is arming his front line against blue, and I get greedy here and I do try to snipe purple's city, and I succeed. And I think at this point purple is like, okay, screw this game, I'm not gonna win. So between attacking blue and attacking me, he decides to just completely 1v or send all of his troops at me, which is reasonable. I did take his city, so even at this point I'm one city up from blue, but blue has completely shifted his aim at me, and I'm completely unprepared for the number of heavies that he has. The only saving grace would have been if purple decided to attack blue, but obviously he absolutely despises me and sends all of his troops at me. So at this point, there's really nothing I can do. Like, blue has a complete troop advantage on me, while purple is just going all at me. So I do try to encircle blue here and there, but it's just the quality of the troop and the troop count is too great. There's nothing I can do. Um, yeah, it's just all falls apart. Even if I do manage to hold off purple, it's just over. Like the troop count and my position. There's really not much I can do. Hey, this is Monkey post-recording. Past this point of the game, it's pretty much over, so I'm just gonna be yapping and coping. If you want to listen to that, feel free to stay, but if not, you can click off the video because there's really not much left. If you did like it though, make sure to leave a like and comment, what you think. Anyways, you're gonna hear me say this again at the end, but it's whatever. Monkey out. Just fast forward this part. Um, this game really, with this instance of the game really emphasizes the importance of good diplomacy. Like, people can be very they can be very purposeful with how they use the diplomacy mechanics, but if you do, take advantage of it and, betray someone, that'll really stick with that person and they will just hunt you down. And they can be very spiteful, um, justifiably. I think anyone would be pissed if, someone does a truce and then snipes the city. Obviously, you should be playing with your best interest in mind, but still, it does suck um, when something like that happens. And also, uh, in this game especially, it was almost a 2v1 from the start. Purple and blue, were picking at me, so I did have to kind of fight, you know, by myself, and then purple kind of felt very spited by that and or spiteful, decided to just hunt me down. And, like, sometimes that really sucks um, for this game, but it's whatever. That's what happens in a three-person free-for-all. You can't really win them all, but I did put up a decent fight, so uh, this was not a very flattering game to show, but still, I thought it was interesting, and uh, I thought I could talk about it. So yeah, um, keep your heads out for more videos. I absolutely love this game, and I love explaining my games. So comment down if you think I did a horrible job this game, and drop me like tips that I can follow. Like, how do you deal with, a three-person free-for-all where you have a bad position or something like that? I don't know. Drop a like. Catch you guys later.